Watch your back.
Hey. Carl? Gang. Oh, Mr. Carl.
We got Derrick Berberick right here with us. What you know about that? Now, we were talking about Derrick. You know, Derrick's girl was brutally murdered last year in November by Mr. Who he contends to be Keon Redfern. And we were talking and we were being candid, and he was giving us a little background. Derrick was, bringing you up to speed. He had dealt with drug abuse, dealt with an abusive father mentally, physically, and moved away from his dad, got with his mom in North Carolina, his sisters, met Jessica, your girl, and that's where we left off at. Tell me about Jessica.
Jessica was definitely a wild child.
A wild child.
Yeah, she was a good girl though, man. She wanted to go be a cosmetologist. She was about to start schooling at Winston-Salem's cosmetology school, and she was
people person.
Yeah, she's definitely
love
people
all
person.
Kind of people.
Yeah, she skated.
Like what? Ice skating, rolling rink,
skateboarding,
skateboarding, and all that too. Yeah.
Skated.
Wow.
She skated. She spun fire, boy.
Yeah, you do that. Yeah, you're a fire spitter.
Yeah.
Huh?
Not a spitter, but a spinner. Like,
spinner.
Yeah, fire spinner.
Oh, not a spitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not fire spinner.
That's a big difference.
I've seen it. It's a wild thing.
But
I do fire poi.
Hold on, was you downtown Cleveland during the World Series? That wasn't you?
No, that wasn't me.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, they was down there doing it that night during the World Series, baby. You should have seen it that night. But that's what you do, you twirl.
Yeah, spin fire.
And she does that too?
Yeah, she did it too.
Who was better?
Actually, she had a little bit more bravery with the fire than I did.
She had a little bit more bravery?
But I'm say I was the better spinner.
But you guys inspired each other.
Yeah, we inspired each other, and it was definitely the rave community had a big part in that too as well.
You said she was a wild child. Did she take it to drugs too?
Yeah, but more or less it was when we go out to raves or go out and spin fire. There's some LSD usage and a little bit of Molly.
But she wasn't a big drug user.
But no, she wasn't an addict.
Yeah. What was it about her that was good for your soul?
The way she treated me. She fought for me tooth and nail to get with me. At first I wasn't feeling her all like that. She worked.
She had to grow on you.
Yeah, and she would not give up. So.
She was a little, rough around the edges.
Yeah.
She had to straighten out her hair. What?
I mean, it's just her when she get. I'd say like her ugly side, when it, like once you see that, once you see that spitefulness, and once you see that spitefulness, you know what I mean, it's unattractive, But she was 110 for me, not against me.
110 for you.
And she would do everything she can to help me, you know what I mean? I even would yell at her all the time for putting me before herself, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should always come first when it comes to you know what I mean?
Wow.
So, just like, for instance, when she went to jail, she was more worried about me leaving her than her going to jail.
Wow.
Stuff like that.
What did she have to go to jail for?
She went to jail for, she got, what's the word? Obtainment of property under false pretense.
Okay. Now, take me to that night, because you said you guys were at home. And, in your own words, what was going on that night?
All right, me and her, I just got paid that day, and we planned on watching some movies, hanging out, and so we decided to boost it up and amp it up a little bit because we were trying for a baby,
Trying to get a baby?
Yeah, we're trying to have a baby.
Hold up, Derrick. Hold on, Derrick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, D. Hold on. Hold on, dude.
Yeah.
You ain't getting no little R. Kelly going, though?
Nah.
Okay.
No sheets.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't have no sheets.
Okay. You ain't had no seats? Hold on. You ain't had no seats? You ain't had no seats.
Nah,
Okay,
nah.
we on that gangster love right now. Okay. All right.
But
all right, go ahead. Go ahead.
so we figured we get a little bit of powder, you know, try to amp it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And we done ate some pizza. We was hanging out, and you know we grabbed, I'd say about a gram, and started blowing it. You know what I'm saying?
Say you grabbed
Not
about a
many,
gram.
not many.
Right.
A couple rails. You know what I mean? But
Couple rails.
but no, and we ended up making love, trying for that baby. You know.
Right. You shot your shot that night,
and
baby.
I talked to Keon, you know, and
Now, Keon, is he a drug dealer?
yeah, he's a drug dealer. And,
Okay.
You know, I've been talking to him. I've been talking to him for like
No, that's the
6
perpetrator.
months. Yeah, he's the guy who killed my baby girl. You know.
So what happened now? You saying Derrick? You said
First time he came through with that gram, I went out. You know, she went out and grabbed it. You know, it's her dad's people. That's how I ended up.
The
meeting
dealer
them.
was Keon Redfern. Is her dad's people.
Is her dad's people. So Billy Holt, you know, so.
Is her dad is the
Yeah, he's a user. You know, he's in prison his whole life. Jessica ain't get to meet him till she was 18.
Jessica didn't get to meet her dad till.
So you know, and he was the reason why we were using more than usual.
Her dad was the reason.
Yes.
He would influence you guys to use.
Yeah, and we ended up moving in with him.
With the dad.
From my apartment, yes, because of some problems I had prior going on.
Would you guys all use together? You, her, and her dad?
Yeah, but he smoked weed more than anything.
Okay.
So he ended up pulling a lot of bullshit and ended up getting us kicked out. The police showed up. After I come in here, pay his rent, you know what I mean, put groceries in the fridge, take care of everything. I worked at the Andersons. I made really good money. I made like
So you were
18
functioning
an hour.
too?
Yeah, I made real good money too, you know, 18 an hour. So we ended up getting kicked out of there by the police. Sheriffs came, you know, he called because Jessica had went and borrowed he moved his mom in with us too. After that, told me
the dad did.
Yeah, and
so hold on. So now it's the grandma.
Yeah, now there's grandma
and dad, and you and Jessica.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So
was grandma? Does she?
No, grandma didn't do nothing.
Okay.
She's just a little loose screw in the head type deal.
Yeah.
But he ended up pressing charges on her, trying to over a TV that Jessica had pawned. You know, just till she go pick up her get gas and some food.
Right.
So she got her paycheck.
Right.
Well, grandma said it was okay when she asked. It was her TV. Well, he came home, said it was his TV, and called the cops. Police said you need to get all your stuff and you need to get on down the road. I said, but I paid rent here. You know, I paid electricity. I got receipts. They said it don't matter. This is his residence. You need to leave.
Wow.
We don't have them rights in this state.
Right.
So I packed everything. I got my little Toyota Corolla beater and rode on down the road to Brookside Avenue. That's where we moved in with a girl named Courtney. You know, so me, Courtney, and Jessica were all living in the house where it happened.
So Courtney was there too?
No, Courtney had gone to South Carolina that night to pick up a friend.
Okay.
So
Keon comes. He brought the first gram.
Yeah, and then like she went out to grab it, you know, and I was inside making pizza at the time, and I was wondering what took so long, and I come outside to see what the hell's going on, you know, or whatever. He's like, oh, yeah, I was just talking to her, but like, man, I need to borrow your car later. I'm going to lose the car or whatever. You know, I was like, cool, you know, I'll hook you up, you know what I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever, dude, it's cool, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just let me know when you need it.
Yeah.
Because you got a license and everything.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that gram didn't last long.
Right.
After we were done and everything.
He had the car at the time?
Yeah, he had a car at the time, you know, and there's bullet holes in the windshield, you know.
Yeah.
So we called him back, you know, told him to come back a second time, whatever, and she figured that if she gave him the keys and, you know, the money and everything would be good, she could get back, whatever. Well, when he showed up, like I said, she shorted him You know, by accident. She didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, she didn't do it on purpose.
No, she didn't do it on purpose.
So she didn't have all the money. But what she assuming might have like, well, hey, you're using the car too. You know?
Yeah, that's
hey,
that's
you're
why
using
she
the car.
figured,
I don't have all the
that's why
money.
She didn't call him back and tell him or nothing. You know what I mean?
She didn't call him back to tell him.
No, she figured it'd be all right. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't no big deal. You know, plus it's her
I'm glad
dad's
you bring
dude.
that up because it don't go like that.
Plus it's her dad's dude too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Known him for a long time.
Right.
He's made a lot of money. As
right,
far
you said
as
you
I
didn't think
know.
he would be on nothing like that.
Nah, and he ain't never talked like that.
So
he
Keon comes back.
He came back, you know, pulled up in there, come up, banged on the door or whatever. And, you know, what do? I said, just go out there and make it right, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have any pants on for me and her, you know, giving the business and whatnot.
Have you ever dealt with him yourself?
Yeah, I dealt with him all the time.
So you didn't
I dealt
think
with him
you
way
didn't
more
think
than
it was
she
nothing.
dealt with him. She dealt with him maybe 10 to 15 times.
Yeah.
You know, as compared to me, probably.
So
like,
you knew him. You kind of knew him
I
well.
knew him.
So you didn't think nothing of it when
no, I never
she
thought
went
he would
back
act
down
like
there?
that. I figured he would have came and got me, or told her to come get me. Oh, or told him to come get me.
Right. So
You
she
know,
go downstairs. She opens the door.
Well, we had a room set up like this. There's our bedroom right here, and then the front door is right here, and then there's like a living room type area right there. Well, when she opened the door, I seen it was him through the door.
Yeah.
Through the window panes and the front door. So I just told her, you know, go take care of her or whatever. I ain't got no pants on. I can't go out there. So she went out there, and I didn't hear no screaming, yelling, nothing, fighting, arguing. And then, but she shut the door behind her as she walked out. And I heard the front door shut. And then I didn't hear no screams for help, nothing, man. I heard a bang. It sounded like the front door was shut, like she was coming back in. 2 seconds later, I hear the tires peel out, man. So I'm like, oh shit. I went to go see what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
My baby girl's laid out, man, right in the front door, lateral across, and just pouring blood out of her forehead.
Wow.
I panicked. I scrambled. I couldn't find, her phone, so I ran across the street to the neighbor's house and banged on the door, and then whipped it wide open and started screaming, call 911.
You whipped the neighbor's door?
Yeah, I just opened their door and started screaming, call 911.
Wow.
And then I ran back across the street.
Yeah.
And I grabbed a T-shirt because BC, a good friend of mine, BC Cooper, Courtney had thrown out because we were all roommates. So I took one of his T-shirts, and I'm holding pressure, and I got her head propped up on my leg so she won't choke on her spit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So she can breathe. And she stopped breathing, so I'm shaking her, come on, baby girl, you're going to make it,
Yeah,
don't do this to me,
Yeah.
Well, police showed up, and they made me take my hands off the gunshot wound before somebody else could put pressure, and the ambulance got there, and then I didn't even know it was a gunshot wound at the time. I thought he just bounced her head off the front door, you know what I mean? Grabbed by the back of the neck. Bitch, you shorted me. No.
You said the police taped up your hands and did a ballistics test on you.
Yeah, the first thing they did was, they put 2 paper bags, taped them around, made me stand there. I'm freezing my ass off. I'm not wearing any clothes at this point, you know what I mean? I got a pair of shorts on, and it's like, 30 degrees. It got real cold there for some reason.
Yeah, sure.
And they tested me, and it came back negative. I had to go to the Davidson County Sheriff's Office.
You were forthright with the police?
Not at first.
Not at first.
Anybody, I was trying to, not bring it's not about what I was doing. It's about what he did type,
Yeah, right.
You don't worry about me, worry about the man who killed my,
Now you're saying the
took my
police
everything.
hasn't arrested the guy because they don't have any circumstantial evidence. Evidence that can.
Well, what it came down to is because I told him what he was driving and everything, identified him, gave him his number even, told him everything about everything. Not at first, though. I was trying to protect myself, you know what I mean? But they told me they wasn't worried about that, so on and so forth. But things didn't add up on some things they thought, so they threatened to put an accessory to murder charge on me if I wasn't completely you know what I mean? all up front. The last time I spoke with them, I met the chief of police, you know. So I came down right and told them everything about it, all of it. And they couldn't find him.
Sense to law
yeah,
enforcement.
It started to make sense to law enforcement. You know, they had enough proof. They had the text. You know what I mean? But none of the neighbors wanted to cooperate with giving video footage, you know. But then I heard through the grapevine that there's video of him leaving.
Is that right? So we want that person to come forward with the footage.
Exactly. And they ended up trying to find him, but they couldn't I do believe they put a warrant out, and we're looking for him. And they got another phone call a couple days later about communicating threats and trespassing. He threatened to kill somebody else. So police interrogated him.
They're still looking for him now?
Well, no, police interrogated him. Okay. He said, I don't know her, I don't know nothing, I was never there, you know, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Police couldn't crack him, you know.
Yeah.
So he ended up he had like a $15,000 bond for them charges. He got bond out. Well, the police wanted me to take a polygraph test because they kept trying to say that I seen it, and I'm just scared to say that I seen it, you know. So they wanted me to take a polygraph, but I was living with my 17-year-old pregnant sister, my 13-year-old sister, and my mother.
Right. You were fearful for their lives.
Law enforcement didn't want to offer any type of protection, so I had no choice but to run back to Ohio.
Yeah. That's deep, man. Wow.
And before all that, I couldn't see my baby girl while she was on. She survived for, you know,
for a little while.
For a little while, but she was on life support. Her family wouldn't let me into the hospital to say goodbye to her before they pulled her off life support.
But you weren't able to make it to the funeral either.
No, they didn't even have a real funeral for her.
And the family didn't know what happened, and you had to explain to them.
To her aunt and uncle. And they wouldn't have a normal funeral service because of her father. Because by law in North Carolina, say her mother's throwing the funeral, she has no choice but to let the father have visitation into it.
Yeah.
He's got to be allowed to do it by law. So she decided not to have a service and just have the funeral at her home.
So the father wouldn't be there.
And only a couple friends.
Wow.
Only 2 or 3 of her good friends were able to do it.
Now, Derrick, I wish we could talk about it all night. Now, talk to the guy Keon. It's words you want to say and communicate to him. Talk to him now. I
just want to know why. You know what I'm saying? Was it an accident? Did you have the hammer cocked back on your pistol because there's no casing? I mean, you're a bitch, man. You know, you're killing an innocent girl. You know, that ain't thug, brother. I'd also like to say that if anybody has any information about what happened that night,
Jessica Holt,
I want justice for her. You know what I'm saying? So not only just that, but I want an understanding of why. So if anybody could please let us know some way, shape, or form. If you do know, I greatly appreciate it, as would she.
Oh, Player T, that's me, Hollywood in the Hood.